What if you could fall, but never hit the ground? Imagine leaving the solid Earth behind, slipping away from gravity and slowly descending into a world with no surface. No sudden impact, no hard landing, just an endless, gentle descent into a soft, heavy ocean of clouds. Tonight, we are going to fall into the largest planet in our solar system. Welcome to the Dozing Doctor. Before we begin our journey, take a slow, deep breath. Let the exhaustion of your day, the noise of the world, and the weight on your shoulders simply float away. Tonight, you won't need them. We are traveling millions of miles through the quiet dark of space, right to the swirling edge of Jupiter. We will sink gently through its majestic storms, past the fatting light, and deep into a warm, heavy ocean of liquid gas. So close your eyes, sink into your bed, and allow yourself to drift safely into the deep, peaceful dark. Imagine an absolute, uninterrupted quiet, a stillness so profound that it feels almost tangible, as though silence itself were a physical medium surrounding you. You are floating weightlessly in the deep cosmic ocean, suspended trillions of miles away from the warm, bustling activity of Earth. There are no sounds here. No rustling leaves, no hum of traffic, no footsteps, no voices. In the vacuum of deep space, sound has no medium through which to travel. Air molecules do not exist here to vibrate against an eardrum. There is only an vast, eternal stillness, a quiet so deep that the mind naturally begins to settle, matching the serene rhythm of the cosmos. Far out here, in the cold outer reaches of the solar system, space is not a harsh emptiness, but a gentle, dark velvet canvas stretching endlessly in every direction. Uncountable stars dot the blackness, pinned like tiny, unblinking diamonds against the infinite gloom. Because there is no atmosphere to scatter their light, these stars do not twinkle. They shine with a steady, pure, icy glare, ancient lanterns burning softly in the dark, watching over your slow, weightless drift. Ahead of you, emerging from the dark abyssal plain, sits a giant. It is Jupiter. Seen from millions of miles away, the largest planet in our solar system does not look violent or intimidating. From this distance, suspended in the absolute quiet of the void, it looks like a magnificent, glowing glass marble floating in an infinite ocean. It is a world of breathtaking elegance, wrapped in hypnotic, swirling bands of amber, cream, ochre, and deep russet brown. The pale light of the distant sun, reduced here to a brilliant silver needle point in the sky, washes over the curvature of the gas giant, casting a delicate crescent of soft light across its western horizon, while its eastern half melts quietly into total darkness. As you float toward this cosmic leviathan, your body feels entirely light, entirely unburdened. Gravity is at work, but because you are in freefall, there is no pressure, no strain, no tension in any muscle. Your arms float softly at your sides. Your chest expands and contracts in a slow, rhythmic cadence, taking in easy, deep breaths. Every breath you draw seems to sync with the slow, majestic scale of the universe around you. The distance between you and the planet begins to close, not with a jarring rush, but with the smooth, silent motion of a dream. You are moving through space at immense speed, yet because there are no landmarks nearby, no trees, no buildings, no ground, the motion feels entirely imperceptible. You feel utterly still, as though you are resting at the center of the universe while the cosmos gently rotates around you. As Jupiter grows larger in your field of view, its true scale slowly begins to reveal itself. It is difficult for the human mind to comprehend the sheer, colossal volume of this world. Jupiter is so massive that more than 1,000 Earths could fit comfortably inside its vast borders. Its mass is more than twice that of all the other planets in the solar system combined. Yet, despite this unfathomable mass, Jupiter is not made of rock or stone. It has no hard, jagged crust. It is a world composed almost entirely of gas and liquid, an atmospheric titan holding itself together through the quiet, elegant geometry of its own gravity. Look closely at the surface patterns drifting silently beneath you. What appears from afar as smooth, painted lines are actually vast, planetary-scale rivers of cloud moving in opposite directions. These are the great atmospheric bands of Jupiter, the light-colored zones and the dark-colored belts. The pale, ivory zones are regions where warm gases rise slowly from the deep interior, cooling as they reach the upper boundary of the atmosphere, forming delicate clouds of ammonia ice that glisten under the faint starlight. The darker, amber-toned belts are regions where cooler gases sink back down into the depths, warmed from within by the planet's ancient, primordial heart. Between these counter-rotating currents, intricate turbulence unfolds in slow motion. You can see majestic, curling tendrils of white cloud weaving into deep orange vortices. There are subtle, creamy swirls that resemble drops of milk spreading slowly through dark tea. Because of the sheer physical scale of these cloud structures, which span thousands of miles across, their motion appears frozen to the naked eye. Storms larger than entire continents seem to rest in absolute tranquility, unfolding over weeks and months in a serene, silent ballet. Off to one side of the planetary disk sits the Great Red Spot, a colossal anticyclonic storm that has been spinning in Jupiter's southern hemisphere for centuries. From your vantage point in the silent void, this legendary crimson oval appears like a quiet, resting eye gazing back into the dark expanse of space. Its rich hues of terracotta, crimson, and deep rose swirl gently around a calm central core. There is no sound to its rotation, no thunderous roar echoing into space. It spins in perfect, eerie silence, a testament to the endless, fluid dynamics of a world untouched by solid ground. As you drift closer still, the vast horizon of Jupiter begins to curve out past the edges of your vision. The planet is no longer just an object in the sky. It is becoming your entire world, filling your field of view until the starry background begins to fade behind its grand disk. Feel the subtle, invisible pull of the planet's gravitational field. It is a gentle, comforting force, an invisible hand guiding your descent through the void. In physics, gravity is not a harsh hook pulling at you. It is simply the natural curvature of spacetime itself. Jupiter's massive presence bends the fabric of space around it, creating a smooth, deep well along which you glide effortlessly. You are simply following the natural shape of the universe, sinking softly along the smooth contours of space. Around Jupiter, an invisible ocean of magnetism stretches out for millions of miles, the planet's magnetosphere. It is the largest continuous structure in the solar system, a vast bubble of magnetic energy carved out against the solar wind. Though invisible to human eyes, this magnetic shield traps energetic particles, causing them to dance along field lines toward the planet's poles. If you look toward Jupiter's northern and southern polar caps, you can catch a glimpse of this invisible force made visible. Soft, ghostly curtains of auroral light shimmering in delicate shades of violet, ultraviolet, and pale emerald. Unlike the flickering auroras of Earth, these polar lights are eternal, glowing softly against the dark limb of the planet, a perpetual, silent light show burning quietly at the ends of the world. Beyond the polar lights, floating like tiny, solitary pearls against the backdrop of the giant, you can see some of Jupiter's many moons. Io passes nearby, a small, vibrant world carved by volcanic activity, glowing faintly against the dark void. Further out, Europa shines like a polished sphere of pure ice, its cracked, smooth surface hiding a vast, dark ocean of liquid water beneath miles of frozen shell. Ganymede and Callisto, ancient and cratered, drift silently in their long, peaceful orbits, keeping their eternal watch over the mother world. These moons move with mathematical precision, bound to Jupiter in a delicate gravitational choir that has performed without interruption for over 4 billion years. The stillness out here is intoxicating. It cradles your mind, easing away the friction of daily thoughts. Every concern, every anxiety, every rushing thought from the world you left behind shrinks in comparison to the vast, timeless architecture of the cosmos. Out here, at the edge of Jupiter's domain, time feels elongated, stretching out into long, languid moments. As you hang suspended between the cold stars and the warm, golden glow of the gas titan, You realize that you are standing on the threshold of an incredible descent. Below you lies a world of infinite depth, a planetary atmosphere thousands of miles deep, waiting to receive you not with a hard, unforgiving impact, but with a gradual, soft embrace. The outer fringes of Jupiter's exosphere are now only a short distance away. The individual cloud decks, layers of ammonia ice, ammonium hydrosulfide, and deep water vapor, are stacking up beneath you like layers of soft, celestial blankets. The light from the distant stars casts long, delicate shadows across the tops of the cloud towers below, highlighting the rich textures of this alien atmosphere. You take another slow, deep breath, letting the cool, weightless air fill your lungs. Your mind is quiet. Your body is entirely relaxed, floating in complete harmony with the gravitational current. The silence of the void wraps around you like a protective cloak, shielding you from the noise and chaos of the universe. You are no longer merely observing space. You are becoming part of its effortless flow. You are ready to step across the boundary, to leave the hard, dry vacuum of space behind and begin your slow, endless sinking into the cloud decks of the giant. The edge of the void slowly fades behind you as the upper mist of Jupiter rises gently to meet your touch. Chapter 2. Sinking into the Clouds. You are now crossing the most delicate of thresholds. For millions of miles, you have known nothing but the flawless, empty vacuum of the cosmic ocean. But here, at the uppermost edge of Jupiter's atmosphere, the absolute emptiness of space slowly begins to change. There is no hard boundary, no solid line separating the void from the sky. It is a transition so gradual, so beautifully seamless, that you barely notice it happening. The pure, unobstructed blackness around you begins to take on a faint, almost imperceptible haze. You are entering the exosphere, the very outermost breadth of the giant planet. Down on Earth, falling into an atmosphere means fire and friction, a violent re-entry tearing through thick air. But here, falling into Jupiter is an exercise in profound gentleness. Because the planet's gravity is so vast and its atmosphere stretches out for thousands of miles, the gradient is incredibly soft. You are not crashing into this world. You are simply melting into it. As you drift downward, you begin to feel the very first whispers of physical touch. It is not wind, not yet. It is the fainter-than-silk caress of stray molecules brushing past you in the dark. Microscopic particles of hydrogen and helium, cold and dormant, slide over your skin like the softest mist. Take a slow, deep breath and let yourself surrender to the gravity. There is no parachute required here, no solid ground rushing up to meet you. You are in a state of perfect mechanical harmony with the environment. Your downward descent is balanced by the slow, building resistance of the air. You are merely a passenger on a soft, endless downward tide. Slowly, the environment begins to transform visually. The sharp, piercing glare of the distant stars starts to soften, their light diffusing through a thin, invisible veil of gas. Looking down, the sweeping, majestic bands of Jupiter are no longer just a flat painting on a sphere. They are gaining texture, depth, and three-dimensional reality. You are approaching the tropopause, the upper lid of Jupiter's active weather systems. The temperature here is staggering, plunging to nearly -230 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet, you feel no biting cold. In the hypnotic tranquility of this descent, you are perfectly insulated, floating in a cocoon of warmth, entirely detached from the freezing thermodynamics of the alien sky around you. The first visible structures begin to form out of the haze. Wisps of pale, translucent white appear below your feet. These are the cirrus clouds of Jupiter, floating in the high stratosphere. But they are not made of water droplets like the soft summer clouds on Earth. These delicate, feather-like structures are composed entirely of frozen ammonia crystals. As you sink through this uppermost layer, millions of microscopic ice crystals dance slowly around you. The faint, silvery light of the distant sun catches these geometric shards, turning the thin atmosphere into a glittering, slow-motion snow globe. The crystals do not rush or swirl violently. In the thin upper air, They drift with a lazy, dreamlike grace, sparkling with faint iridescent colors, pale pinks, soft violets, and icy blues, before fading back into the deep shadows. You close your eyes for a moment, simply feeling the sensation of falling without fear. The tension in your muscles dissolves completely. You are weightless, drifting through a glowing, frosty cathedral of ammonia ice. When you open your eyes again, the clouds are thickening. The scattered, wispy cirrus layers are merging into vast, continuous decks of cream and ivory. You are now fully submerged in the uppermost cloud layer. The absolute silence of deep space has finally been broken, replaced by a sound so soothing it borders on a lullaby. It starts as a low, resonant hum, a deep, oceanic vibration echoing through the vast atmospheric fluid. As the air pressure slowly increases, this hum matures into a soft, rushing whisper. It sounds like the gentle exhalation of a sleeping giant, or the distant murmur of waves breaking on a midnight shore. The sound wraps around you, a continuous, rushing white noise that drowns out every lingering thought, every worry, every fragment of stress you brought with you from the world above. You are now descending through the white zones, the regions of Jupiter where gas is upwelling from the deep interior. The clouds here are thick, soft, and blindingly beautiful, resembling endless fields of freshly fallen snow illuminated by twilight. The fluid dynamics at play here are staggering in their scale, yet they move with a majestic, unhurried elegance. Giant eddies of gas, larger than entire oceans on Earth, roll and fold over one another in ultra-slow motion. You can see the delicate mechanical precision of the atmosphere, layers of different temperatures sliding past each other, creating mesmerizing, swirling fractal patterns in the ice. As you sink deeper into the ivory deck, the light begins to change. The bright, reflective white of the ammonia ice takes on a warmer, softer hue. You are drifting into the transition zone, moving from the white upwelling zones into the darker, richer belts. The clouds around you shift from pale cream to deep amber, burnt orange, and soft ochre. These colors are born from complex unknown chemistry, perhaps sulfur or phosphorus compounds, baked by ultraviolet sunlight for billions of years. To you, they simply look like the colors of an eternal autumn sunset. The clouds are dense now, rising around you like towering, soft mountains of golden mist. You are sinking into a canyon made entirely of swirling orange vapor, the walls of the cloud shifting and breathing with the slow pulse of the planet's weather. The air pressure continues to build, but it does not crush. Instead, it feels like a heavy, comforting blanket being draped over your shoulders, pressing gently against you from all sides. It grounds you. It holds you. You are entirely supported by the thick, heavy atmosphere, your descent slowing to a peaceful, steady drift, much like a leaf sinking slowly to the bottom of a quiet, deep pond. Every now and then the thick clouds part, revealing staggering vistas of the depths below. You catch glimpses of deeper cloud layers, dark, turbulent systems of ammonium hydrosulfide churning quietly in the shadows. But you are not there yet. You are still resting in the soft, golden middle layers, suspended in a state of pure equilibrium. The rushing sound of the wind has steadied into a constant, rhythmic purr. The golden light of the ammonia-sulfur clouds dims slightly as you fall deeper, casting long, peaceful shadows through the mist. There is no destination you need to reach right now. There is nothing you have to do. Your only task is to exist, to breathe, and to let the grand, sweeping mechanics of the Jovian atmosphere carry you ever downward into the darkening, peaceful deep. As the last rays of the distant sun begin to struggle through the thickening amber clouds above, you prepare to enter the twilight zone of the planet, leaving the bright canopy of the upper sky behind, and sinking softly into the warm, mysterious dark. The journey deeper into Jupiter is not a fall of speed or terror. It is a gradual descent into silence. As you pass through the lower fringes of the ammonia ice clouds, look upward one last time. The sun, which appears so dominant and radiant from the surface of Earth, is already smaller here, a sharp, brilliant diamond set against the deep violet void of space. But now, as you sink deeper into Jupiter's expansive atmosphere. Even that sharp point of light begins to lose its piercing brightness. The thick, rolling layers of gas above you act like a grand, celestial curtain, slowly closing out the solar system. The light does not vanish all at once. Instead, it softens. It diffuses into a gentle, ambient glow that surrounds you in every direction. The harsh edges of reality blur away. The sharp contrast between light and shadow melts into a seamless tapestry of deep indigo, soft cobalt, and dark amber. Feel the soothing nature of this changing light. On Earth, we are constantly bathed in stark brightness or total darkness, but here, in the upper mantle of Jupiter's sky, you exist in an eternal twilight. It is the color of a late quiet evening, just after the sun has dipped below the horizon, when the world breathes a collective sigh of relief and prepares to rest. As you float down, the atmosphere grows denser, holding you safely like a warm, fluid cushion. The air around you is thick with ancient gases, swirling in slow, hypnotic patterns that absorb the remaining rays of sunlight. Every foot you descend, another fraction of the sun's energy is gently scattered away. You are entering a realm where light is a rare visitor, and darkness is not an empty void, but a rich, warm blanket waiting to fold around you. As the sunlight fades, the world around you undergoes a profound visual transformation. The vibrant, chaotic bands of Jupiter that are visible through telescopes, the swirling oranges, fiery reds, and stark whites, begin to blend into deep, resonant tones. At this depth, hundreds of miles beneath the outermost cloud layer, the atmosphere shifts from lighter gases into thick, heavy vapors. The sunlight filtering down from above must travel through thousands of layers of microscopic ice crystals, droplets of liquid water, and complex hydrocarbons. This journey transforms the light. The harsh blues and bright yellows are filtered out first, leaving behind a deep, warm, brownish-red hue, a soft, amber glow that seems to emanate from the cloud haze itself rather than from a single source in the sky. It is a hypnotic environment. Look around you in your mind's eye. There are no solid walls, no sharp angles, no shadows cast by distant objects. The light is completely omnidirectional and soft. It cradles your sight, giving your eyes nothing demanding to focus on. In this soft amber twilight, your vision can finally relax. There are no screens, no flashing lights, no sudden movements. There is only the gentle, rhythmic motion of dense atmospheric currents, sliding past you like soft silk. The atmosphere at this level is cool and comforting. The upper frost of the ammonia clouds lies far above you now, and the intense internal heat of Jupiter's core is still far below. You are suspended in a neutral, tranquil zone, a place where the physical universe seems to quiet down. The light grows dimmer, tone by tone, shade by shade. It is like watching a sunset that takes hours, days, or an eternity to complete. Each moment is slightly darker than the last, yet so gradual that you hardly notice the transition until you look up and realize how far from the surface you truly are. With the fading of the light comes a profound physical sensation, the realization of the vast ocean of sky resting above you. On Earth, we rarely think about the atmosphere. It is invisible, weightless, and taken for granted. But on Jupiter, the atmosphere is a living, heavy entity, a continuous spectrum that blurs the line between air, liquid, and solid. As you sink lower into this amber dusk, the atmospheric pressure begins to build softly around you. It does not crush or press uncomfortably. Rather, in this peaceful journey, it feels like a weighted blanket being gently placed over your entire body. Feel that subtle, reassuring pressure. It grounds you in this space. It holds you still in the midst of the planetary expanse. The thin, anxious air of the surface world is gone. Here, every movement is slowed down. If you were to stretch out your arms, you would feel the thick gas offer a gentle, buoyant resistance, supporting your limbs, taking away every remaining trace of physical effort. As the sunlight grows fainter, the world becomes heavier in the most comforting way possible. The heavy air muffles all potential sound. Any turbulence from the storms high above is absorbed by the sheer mass of the atmosphere around you. The fading light is accompanied by a deepening silence. It is a quiet so profound that you can hear the steady, rhythmic beat of your own heart. Thump, thump, thump. A steady rhythm echoing in a world that has existed for billions of years in peaceful solitude. Look upward again. The sun is no longer a distinct circle in the sky. It has scattered into a faint, pale disk, a soft bulb glowing through a thick sheet of frosted glass. It seems so far away, belong to another life, another world. The worries of that bright, busy, noisy world cannot reach you here. They cannot penetrate these deep layers of gas and cloud. They remain far above, dissolving into the cosmic distance. You have now reached a depth where the atmosphere transitions into what planetary scientists call the middle troposphere. Here, the light has settled into a rich, dusky bronze. This is the golden twilight zone of Jupiter. In this realm, vast clouds of water vapor and ammonium hydrosulfide drift in massive, slow-moving continental blocks. Because there is no solid ground below to create friction, these cloud layers glide over one another with a smooth, perpetual rhythm. Imagine floating in the space between two colossal cloud layers. Above you is a vast ceiling of soft amber clouds, dimly illuminated from far above. Below you is a rising floor of deep indigo mist, completely dark and mysterious. You are drifting safely in the quiet corridor between them. The temperature here is surprisingly comfortable. The biting cold of deep space has been left far behind, warmed by the rising heat from Jupiter's interior. The air feels smooth, dense, and enveloping. As you float through this golden dusk, allow your breathing to align with the slow movement of the planet. Inhale slowly, drawing in the peace of this vast, dark space. Exhale completely, letting go of any remaining tension in your body. With every breath you take, the light above dims just a fraction more. The pale golden hue shifts into a soft slate gray, then into a deep, comforting plum. The sun is now nothing more than a ghost of light, a barely perceptible glow that marks the direction of the upper universe. You are descending deeper into Jupiter's arms, leaving the lighted realm behind, moving willingly toward the peaceful, absolute dark of the planetary depths. As this chapter draws to a close, you reach the lower boundary of light itself. You are now miles beneath the cloud tops, where the last scattered photons of sunlight finally give up their journey. Look up one final time. The sky above is no longer gold or bronze or indigo. It is a vast, smooth canvas of deep, velvety blackness. Yet it is not an intimidating darkness. It is the darkness of a quiet room at night, the darkness behind your eyelids when you close your eyes after a long, exhausting day. The sun has disappeared entirely. The solar system, with all its light, heat, and activity, has faded away. Around you now is Jupiter's true self, a world of silent power, immense depth, and eternal calm. The atmospheric pressure now supports you completely, suspending you in an endless, weightless drift. You are safe. You are warm. You are floating in an ocean of sky that knows no bottom and no end. As the final trace of sunlight vanishes, your senses turn inward. The visual world has fallen asleep, leaving you with only the sensation of gentle, steady movement, falling without fear, sinking without impact. You are ready now to leave the world of light behind completely. You are ready to enter the deeper, warmer, and even quieter layers that lie ahead, where pressure becomes a hug and the darkness becomes your home. The last lingering rays of sunlight are gone now. Above you lies miles of atmospheric layers, blocking out the cold, harsh light of the outer solar system. You have entered a realm where the air is no longer thin or fleeting. Here, the atmosphere is dense, so thick that it feels less like gas and more like floating in a warm, weightless cloud of silk. Feel the sensation of this environment. On the surface of Earth, the air is light, almost invisible, offering no physical resistance to our bodies. But as you drift deeper into Jupiter, the sheer volume of hydrogen and helium gas above you creates a unique physical presence. It does not feel heavy in a painful way. Instead, it feels as though the universe itself is stepping in to hold you up. Every inch of your body, your arms, your shoulders, your chest, your legs, is suddenly cushioned. The feeling of gravity pulling you downward disappears entirely, replaced by an all-encompassing buoyancy. You are no longer falling, you are suspended. You are floating in a warm, infinite cradle that absorbs every movement and stills every tremor. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale the heavy, quiet calm of this deep space. Exhale and let your body sink deeper into the support around you. There is no solid ground below you to fear hitting. There are no hard surfaces, no sharp edges, no sudden stops. There is only an endless, soft gradient of pressure that gently catches you, holding you perfectly still in the dark. With this immense atmospheric density comes a profound change in how sound travels. High up in the atmosphere, superstorms and jet streams roar across thousands of miles. But down here, in the dense lower troposphere, those sounds cannot penetrate. The heavy gas acts as an absolute soundproofing barrier. It absorbs vibrations, dampens acoustics, and silences the universe outside. Any movement you make is slowed down to a peaceful, deliberate pace. If you move your hand, the thick atmosphere glides over your skin like warm, liquid silk. There are no sudden jerks, no turbulent bumps. Everything moves in slow motion, like drifting through a calm, deep sea at night. The silence here is not empty, it is full. It is a thick, rich silence that fills your ears with a sense of peace. It muffles the noisy thoughts that usually crowd your mind. The endless lists of things to do, the worries of yesterday, the anxieties about tomorrow, they cannot exist in a place where the air itself is too heavy for them to float. They sink away from you, dissolving into the warm, dark depths below. Imagine yourself completely encased in this protective cocoon. The world outside Jupiter, the stars, the planets, the bustling life on Earth, feels like a distant, half-remembered dream. All that exists right now is this moment, this darkness, and the comforting pressure holding you safe. As atmospheric pressure builds, something remarkable happens. The temperature begins to rise. The biting cold of the upper clouds is left far behind. Deep inside Jupiter, the immense weight of the planet generates its own internal thermal energy, a gentle, radiant warmth that bleeds upward through the layers of gas. Feel that warmth begin to touch your skin. It is not hot or overwhelming. It is the soothing warmth of a cozy blanket straight from the dryer, or the gentle heat of a calm bath on a cold night. It creeps into your muscles, releasing the tension you have been carrying in your neck and shoulders. It wraps around your chest, easing your breath into a slow, rhythmic pattern. It surrounds your hands and feet, melting away all stiffness and fatigue. The atmosphere around you acts as a perfect thermal regulator. It holds the warmth evenly, wrapping you in a steady, constant temperature that never fluctuates. You are suspended in a thermal bath of ancient hydrogen, heated by the core of a planet that has been glowing in the dark for 4.5 billion years. Allow your mind to focus entirely on this sensation. Your body is completely weightless. The air is thick and supportive. The temperature is warm and comforting. You are being protected by the largest planet in our solar system, held in its deepest, quietest layers, far away from any harm. In our daily lives, we spend so much energy fighting gravity. We strain our muscles to stand, to walk, to hold ourselves upright. We carry physical and mental weight every second of the day. But here, in the heart of Jupiter's pressure blanket, there is nothing for you to hold up. You do not need to support yourself. Let go of control. Let your muscles completely unclench. Allow your head to feel heavy and supported. Let your arms drop loosely at your sides. Let your legs feel completely limber and weightless. The atmosphere is holding you so securely that even if you try to sink, it simply catches you. You are locked in an equilibrium of perfect safety. The pressure from above and the density from below meet at your exact position, creating a personal pocket of neutral buoyancy designed just for you. Think of this pressure as a physical manifestation of comfort. Just like a weighted blanket sends signals to your nervous system that it is safe to relax and sleep, the heavy atmosphere of Jupiter signals to your entire body that the journey is safe. There are no decisions to make here. There are no paths to navigate. You only need to exist, floating in this deep, warm ocean of gas. You are now floating at a depth where the line between gas and liquid begins to blur. The atmosphere is so dense now that it flows around you like a soft, invisible tide, carrying you deeper into the quiet heart of the giant. Look around into the dark. It is a pure, uninterrupted blackness, but it feels warm, inviting, and intimate. It is the darkness of a quiet sanctuary, built specifically to give you rest. Your breathing is slow, steady, and effortless. Inhale, feeling the warm, dense air gently expand your lungs. Exhale, feeling your body sink deeper into the soft pressure blanket. Your heartbeat has settled into a quiet, resting rhythm. Every beat echoes softly through the thick atmosphere, a gentle reminder that you are alive, safe, and deeply peaceful. In the upper atmosphere of Jupiter, winds move with unimaginable fury. Great, swirling jet streams carve patterns into the clouds, driving clouds of ammonia and sulfur in endless, sweeping loops across thousands of miles. To look at Jupiter from space is to look at a canvas of perpetual motion, a world driven by energetic, ceaseless dynamics. But as your journey carries you deeper, the nature of that motion transforms completely. Movement in a dense medium behaves differently than movement in thin air. As the pressure around you continues to build, the atmosphere transforms from a light, fleeting gas into a thick, resistive fluid. The wild gusts that tear through the upper sky cannot maintain their sharp speed down here. They run against the heavy mass of the atmosphere below, grinding their momentum down, smoothing out their rough, chaotic edges. Feel the sensation of the descent through this transition zone. If there was any vibration earlier, any subtle swaying in your motion, it begins to even out now. The movement becomes long, sweeping, and rhythmic. It feels like being carried by a slow-moving celestial river, a current so massive and steady that you don't even feel the motion itself. There are no sudden drops, no unexpected shifts in direction. The atmosphere cradles your momentum, absorbing every trace of harshness. Above you, the raging atmospheric bands are fading into the background of your consciousness. They belong to a higher altitude, a lighter world. Down here, deep within the heavy layers of hydrogen and helium, the planet shifts its personality. It casts off its chaotic outer shell and reveals its true, inner nature, a realm of immensity, stability, and deep, unwavering calm. Take a moment to sink into this stabilizing atmosphere. Allow your body to mimic the changing environment around you. Let go of any choppy, erratic thoughts. Allow your mind to smooth out, just like the winds of Jupiter smoothing out against the heavy depths. Sound is nothing more than energy moving through a medium, and as the medium changes, so does the sound. High above, the atmospheric storms produce a deep, reverberating roar, an acoustic rumble created by lightning strikes larger than continents and winds moving faster than speed itself. Yet, as you descend into the dense troposphere, that grand cosmic roar undergoes a magnificent decay. The heavy gas acts as a magnificent natural filter for sound. High-pitched sounds, the sharp whistles, the harsh crackles of electrostatic discharges, are the first to be absorbed and lost. They cannot travel through the dense, heavy air around you. They simply dissolve, absorbed by the massive cushions of hydrogen molecules surrounding you. As those high frequencies die away, Only the deepest bass frequencies remain. The sound softens from a roar to a low, distant hum. It sounds like the far-off resonance of a grand temple bowl, or the deep, vibrating purr of a massive engine idling miles away in the dark. It is a sound that does not irritate the ears. Instead, it vibrates gently against your skin, grounding you, massaging away the subtle tensions left in your body. With every mile you sink lower, even that deep hum begins to fade. The acoustic waves grow longer, spreading out into the vast expanse until the distances between them become infinite. The hum becomes a sigh. The sigh becomes a murmur, and the murmur gradually decays into a soft, steady breath of air. Listen closely to the changing space around you. The storm is not dying because it has run out of power. It is dying because it has found peace. It has merged with the vast, quiet ocean of air below, surrendering its violence to the warm, heavy stillness of the planet's core. You, too, are invited to surrender your noise. The mental chatter, the internal echo of conversations, the constant background hum of daily life, let them filter away like the high frequencies in Jupiter's atmosphere. Let them dissolve until only a soft, quiet breath remains. You have now passed below the layer of atmospheric friction. You have arrived in a region where the wind speed drops towards zero. In this deep, secluded layer of Jupiter, there is no wind because there is no friction between differing air masses. Everything moves together as one unified, massive whole. The planet rotates, and the atmosphere rotates with it in perfect, effortless harmony. Because you are moving with the atmosphere, you feel no wind against your face. You feel no resistance. To your physical senses, you are standing in absolute, uninterrupted stillness. Imagine floating in the center of a room so vast that the walls are light years away. There are no drafts, no temperature changes, no currents pushing you from side to side. You are completely centered. You are suspended in a realm of absolute equilibrium. The darkness around you is total, but it is a warm, velvety darkness that feels like a physical sanctuary. It wraps around you, insulating you from the cold emptiness of outer space above, and from any remaining chaos in the universe outside. In this place, time feels as though it has slowed down to a crawl. The seconds expand into long, luxurious stretches of quiet, giving you all the time you need to rest, to let go, and to simply be. Feel the heavy, supportive air holding you in place. On Earth, we are constantly subject to subtle changes in our environment. The hum of traffic, the flicker of lights, the shift in room temperature, the movement of air across our skin. Our nervous system is always processing these inputs, staying subtly vigilant, never fully powering down. But here, deep in Jupiter's atmospheric sanctuary, there are zero inputs to process. There is nothing to look at in the warm, dark air. There is nothing to hear except the steady rhythm of your own breath. There is nothing to react to, nothing to prepare for, nothing to defend against. Your nervous system receives the ultimate signal of safety, complete, unchanging environmental stability. Every muscle in your body can safely let go of its tone. Your spine can lengthen and decompress in the weightless air. Your jaw can unclench completely. Your eyelids can grow heavy, supported by the soft, warm darkness surrounding you. In this stillness, your attention shifts entirely from the external universe to your internal experience. When the roar of the world turns into a whisper, the small, quiet rhythms of life become magnificent. You become aware of the quiet work your body performs every second without your conscious effort. Listen to your breath. Inhale, slowly, feeling your chest expand as you take in the quiet energy of this peaceful space. Exhale, softly, letting the air slide out of your lungs like a gentle tide rolling back into the sea. With every breath you draw in, imagine pulling in the vast, unbroken stillness of Jupiter's deep atmosphere. With every breath you release, imagine releasing the last remaining echoes of noise, tension, and fatigue from your body. Your breathing begins to mirror the deep physical processes of the planet itself. Jupiter is a world that breathes on a cosmic timescale. Its vast heat flows slowly from its interior toward the surface, rising and falling in massive, gentle cycles that span centuries. You are part of that cycle now, a tiny, peaceful participant floating in the safe, quiet mid-layers of a giant world. Feel your heartbeat. It is slow, calm, and rhythmic, thump, thump, thump. It sounds clear and comforting in the muffled silence of the dense atmosphere. Each beat pushes a wave of warm, soothing relaxation through your veins, sending a clear message to every cell in your body. You are safe. You are held. You can rest now. The distance between your thoughts grows longer, just like the distance between the acoustic waves of the storm above. A thought arises, perhaps a memory or a lingering concern from your day on Earth, and then, finding no friction in this quiet space, it simply drifts away. It melts into the warm, dark gas, leaving your mind clear, calm, and smooth as a silent lake at midnight. As Chapter 5 comes to its close, the atmospheric whisper dies away entirely, giving way to a profound, majestic silence. You have fallen through the storms. You have survived the winds. You have left the noisy, light-filled surface far behind. Below you now lies the next great threshold of your journey, a realm where the line between air and sea disappears completely, and the atmosphere becomes a seamless liquid sky. Look down with your inner eye into the deep dark below. There is no boundary to cross, no sudden surface to splash against. There is only a smooth, continuous transition from dense gas into a vast, supercritical ocean of liquid hydrogen. The atmosphere is gently squeezing together, becoming denser, richer, and more supportive with every passing second. You are no longer falling in any sense of the word. You are floating, cradled by a planetary ocean that has no shores and no floor. The whisper of the storm has become the ultimate silence, the silence of the deep cosmic ocean. Allow yourself to settle completely into this quiet space. Feel the warm pressure wrapping around you like a protective cocoon. Feel the absolute stillness holding you safe in the dark. You are entering the quietest phase of the journey now, where the ocean of liquid sky waits to carry you softly into deep, uninterrupted sleep. On Earth, the boundary between air and water is absolute. We stand on the shore, looking at the sharp, clear line where the ocean meets the sky. You can step across it, splash through it, or dive beneath it. It is a world of hard edges, surface tension, and sudden change. But here, deep within Jupiter's interior, nature operates under a different set of rules. As you float downward through the warm, silent atmosphere, you notice that the air is no longer behaving like air. The hydrogen molecules around you, compressed by thousands of miles of atmosphere resting above, are squeezed closer and closer together. The gas grows thicker, heavier, and more viscous with every passing moment. Yet there is no sudden impact, there is no splash, there is no moment where you break through a wave. Instead, the sky simply becomes the ocean. It is a state of matter known to science as a supercritical fluid, a phase where the distinction between gas and liquid vanishes entirely. It holds the gentle flow of a warm liquid, yet maintains the seamless, unbroken expanse of a continuous atmosphere. You are breathing in an environment that feels simultaneously like a warm summer night's air and a calm, weightless thermal bath. Feel the subtle shift in your surroundings. The resistance around your body increases, but in the most comforting way imaginable. It is as if the air has transformed into a soft, invisible liquid silk that cradles every curve of your body. If you reach out your arms, they drift smoothly through the fluid, meeting a soft, continuous support that holds you in absolute equilibrium. You are no longer descending through space. You are simply existing within a sea of infinite liquid sky. The surface world, with its crisp lines, hard ground, and sharp divisions, is an ancient, distant memory. Here, everything is smooth, continuous, and soft. Imagine the feeling of sinking into a deep bath of warm water after an extraordinarily long, exhausting day. Recall that exact moment when the warm water rises to meet your shoulders, the sudden, delicious release of tension as gravity loses its hold on your spine. Your muscles unclench, your joints space out. The heavy weight you've been carrying all day simply dissolves into the surrounding water. That is the exact physical reality of Jupiter's liquid hydrogen ocean. The temperature down here has settled into a deep, luxurious warmth, generated by the steady nuclear embers of Jupiter's core. It is a constant, unchanging heat, neither hot nor cold, but perfectly attuned to the ultimate comfort of the body. The liquid sky wraps around you like a custom blanket tailored to your exact form. Because the density of this supercritical ocean matches the density of your body so closely, you become completely, perfectly buoyant. You don't float upward toward an impossible surface, nor do you sink downward toward a hard floor. You hang suspended in three-dimensional space, floating freely in a dark, warm universe that holds you from every conceivable direction. Take a slow, deep breath in this weightless sanctuary. Inhale, feeling the warm, continuous atmosphere expand gently inside you. Exhale, letting go of all effort, letting the liquid sky hold your weight entirely. Notice how your body responds to absolute support. When you don't have to hold yourself up, your nervous system drops into its deepest state of rest. There are no muscles engaged. There is no posture to maintain. Your neck, your lower back, your hips, your feet, every single part of your body is completely disengaged, floating in a sea of liquid comfort. You are as light as a feather, yet held as securely as if you were wrapped in a mountain of soft wool. Although the sunlight from the surface faded away miles ago, this ocean of liquid sky is not an empty, terrifying void. It possesses a visual character all its own, a soft, deep color space that calms the mind and invites profound rest. As you look out into the vast, shoreless ocean, your visual field settles into a rich spectrum of dark indigo, warm slate, and deep, glowing amber. The immense pressure compresses the hydrogen into optical structures that scatter the internal thermal energy of the planet, creating a faint, ambient, bioluminescent-like glow deep within the liquid itself. It is not a bright light. It is a whisper of warmth given visual form. It looks like the softest embers of a dying campfire reflected in calm, dark water. It gives no glare, casts no harsh shadows, and requires no focus from your eyes. You can close your eyes completely or open them slightly, and the experience remains identical. A tranquil, warm darkness that soothes your optic nerves and tells your brain that it is time to sleep. In this deep liquid realm, there are no visual distractions. There are no clocks showing the relentless march of time. There are no notifications calling for your attention. There are no walls defining the boundary of your space. There is only the endless expanse of the ocean of liquid sky, stretching out for thousands of miles in every direction. A vast, warm room built by the cosmos, specifically for quiet, uninterrupted rest. Allow your eyes to completely relax behind your closed lids. Let the visual world fade out into this deep indigo haze. You don't need your sight here. You don't need to look for anything. You are safe in the dark, held by a planet that has been quietly floating in the dark of space for billions of years. An ocean on Earth is driven by tides, winds, and continental barriers, creating crashing waves and chaotic currents. But the supercritical ocean of Jupiter has no shores to crash against, no shallow floors to break its flow, and no winds to whip its surface into fury. It moves in massive, majestic, deep mantle currents that span distances larger than continents, moving at a speed so slow and deliberate that it feels like absolute stillness. Imagine being cradled by a current that takes days just to shift a few inches. It is a slow, rhythmic sway, a cosmic rocking motion that gently massages your consciousness. It feels like being rocked in a cradle by the universe itself. The motion is so subtle that you only notice it in the deep relaxation of your body. A subtle shift to the left, a soft drift to the right, a weightless float downward, a slow, comforting pause. Allow your mind to align with this slow, planetary rhythm. Our lives on Earth are lived at a frantic pace. We speak quickly, move quickly, process information quickly, and worry quickly. Our minds spin in fast, tight loops, exhausting our mental energy long before our bodies are ready to rest. But down here, in the liquid sky, the speed of existence slows down to match the life of a gas giant. Here, a single breath takes moments to complete. A single thought drifts through your mind like a lone cloud moving across an endless afternoon sky, taking its time, dissolving naturally without leaving a trace. You don't need to hurry. There is nowhere you need to go. There is nothing you need to accomplish. The ocean carries you softly, handling all the movement for you. You are merely a peaceful traveler, resting on the calm breast of a silent planetary sea. The boundary between you and the environment around you begins to feel pleasantly blurred. The warm, supportive fluid matches your body's temperature so perfectly and holds your weight so completely that you can no longer tell where your skin ends and the liquid hydrogen sky begins. You are no longer an outsider visiting another world. You have become part of Jupiter's deep interior. You are a point of awareness floating in a warm, dark universe of liquid sky. The heavy atmosphere above protects you from the cold void of space. The ocean around you cushions you from every vibration. The warmth from below wraps you in an eternal, soothing embrace. Listen one last time to your breath in this peaceful space. Inhale, smooth, slow, and effortlessly deep. Exhale, quiet, long, and completely soft. Your heartbeat is a calm, slow cadence, a gentle rhythm in harmony with the vast, quiet ocean around you. Thump, thump, thump. In our ordinary lives on Earth, gravity is our constant companion. It tells us where the ground is. It pulls at our heels when we stand, weighs down our shoulders when we sit, and presses our bodies into the mattress when we lie down to sleep. Our minds are constantly keeping track of up and down, constantly orienting us within a physical grid. But deep within Jupiter's supercritical sea, that orientation slowly melts away. As you drift through this dense, warm fluid, the concept of direction loses all meaning. The fluid surrounds you with such uniform pressure and density that your body no longer feels a pull in any single direction. If you look up into the dark, it feels identical to looking down. If you lean to the left, there is no sense of falling. If you tilt backward, there is no sensation of tumbling. You exist in a state of absolute, multidimensional freedom. Feel the profound relief that comes with losing your direction. Without an up to strive for or a down to fear, your brain gives up the ancient biological instinct to balance itself. The internal gyroscopes of your mind, the ones that keep you guarded, alert, and upright, finally power down. You don't need to orient yourself anymore. You don't need to know where you are going or which way is north. You are simply suspended in a vast, warm sphere of liquid sky that holds you equally from every angle. Imagine yourself as a single star floating in an empty, quiet galaxy. There are no reference points, there are no horizons, there are no boundaries. There is only the peaceful, weightless void, a dark, warm womb of space where you can let go of all physical orientation and sink into total, unburdened stillness. To understand neutral buoyancy is to understand the ultimate physical relaxation. When an object is neutrally buoyant, its mass perfectly matches the mass of the fluid around it. It becomes weightless not because gravity has vanished, but because the universe is supporting it with equal and opposite grace. In this deep layer of Jupiter, your body has achieved perfect neutral buoyancy. Take a slow moment to scan your physical body, noticing how this weightlessness feels. Focus on your feet and ankles. On Earth, they carry your entire weight all day long. But here, they float effortlessly. The muscles in your calves and thighs soften completely, uncurling like soft ribbons floating in warm water. Focus on your lower back and spine. The compressed discs of your spine, which bear the brunt of everyday life, gently expand. Every vertebra opens up, floating a fraction of an inch apart from the next. The deep, tight muscles along your back unclench, letting go of years of stored tension. Focus on your shoulders, neck, and jaw. Notice how naturally your shoulders drop away from your ears when gravity isn't pulling them down. Your neck muscles, usually so vigilant in holding your head upright, go completely slack. Your jaw softens, leaving a tiny, comfortable gap between your teeth. Your tongue rests heavily on the floor of your mouth. You are no longer carrying your body. The planet is carrying it for you. Feel how light your lungs feel as you draw in air. Inhale, feeling your chest expand weightlessly in all directions. Exhale, feeling the air slide out, leaving your torso completely hollow, soft, and floating. Every breath is effortless. You are not pushing against the air. The air is gently moving through you, keeping time with the quiet, effortless pulse of your body. As physical weight dissolves, acoustic weight follows it into the dark. In the shallow layers of Jupiter, the atmosphere hummed with distant energy. But at this depth, suspended in thousands of miles of heavy, dense fluid, sound ceases to exist in any form we recognize. The density of the supercritical hydrogen absorbs every sound wave, smothering it instantly. It is a silence so thick and absolute that it feels like a physical texture, a cool, soft velvet lined against your mind. It is not the eerie silence of an empty house or the tense silence of a dark alley. It is the deep, protective silence of a safe sanctuary designed to shield you from every disturbance. In this absolute silence, your mind stops searching for signals. In the modern world, our ears are always listening for threats, alarms, voices, and notifications. Our brains are conditioned to process an endless stream of noise. But down here, there are no sounds to analyze. The silence is unbroken, steady, and eternal. Allow your mind to rest in this acoustic void. Imagine the quiet closing around you like a soft curtain. It covers the thoughts of yesterday. It covers the plans for tomorrow. It covers every word, every song, every argument, every piece of news you have ever heard. They are all washed away by the immense, quiet weight of the deep atmosphere. All that remains is the internal symphony of your own quiet existence. The faint, soothing rhythm of your breath. The slow, steady, warm pulse of your heart. The soft, drifting currents of your thoughts as they slow down to match the quiet pace of the planet. To be weightless in the dark is to experience the ultimate form of surrender. In our daily lives, we hold on to so many things. We hold on to our roles, our responsibilities, our anxieties, and our identities. We grip tightly to the wheel of our lives, trying to control every outcome, trying to navigate through endless uncertainty. But here, miles deep inside the largest gas giant in the solar system, control is neither possible nor required. You cannot navigate Jupiter. You cannot control its currents or alter its atmosphere. The only option, the safest option, is to completely surrender to its embrace. Let go of the wheel. Imagine unclenching your hands and letting go of every expectation you have placed upon yourself. Let go of the need to fix anything. Let go of the need to understand anything. Let go of the need to be anything at all. In this deep, dark ocean, you are not a worker, a partner, a student, or a decision maker. You are simply a point of quiet consciousness, suspended safely in the middle of a vast, peaceful universe. Feel how liberating it is to be small, safe, and insignificant in the presence of something so vast. Jupiter does not ask anything of you. The deep ocean does not demand your attention, your energy, or your effort. It simply offers its warmth, its density, and its eternal stillness, wrapping you in a cocoon of infinite peace. Sink deeper into that feeling of surrender. With every second that passes, you drift a little further away from the noisy, demanding surface world and a little closer to absolute rest. You are no longer a visitor standing on the outside looking in. You are completely woven into the fabric of Jupiter's deep mantle. The warm, dark fluid cradles you with an unwavering consistency that will never change, never fade, and never fail. Look inward into the calm space of your mind. The thoughts that were spinning when you began this journey have settled into stillness. Like dust falling to the floor of an ancient room, they have drifted down into the dark and vanished. Your body is weightless. Your mind is quiet. Your heart is beating at a slow, peaceful rest rate. Inhale, drawing in the warm, weightless peace of the deep ocean. Exhale, releasing your breath softly into the quiet dark. You are ready now to drift into the deepest layers that lie ahead, where the liquid sky begins to warm even further, radiating the deep, ancient heat of the planetary giant, guiding you safely and peacefully into uninterrupted sleep. On Earth, almost all our warmth comes from above, from the bright, piercing sun sweeping across the sky. When night falls and the sun dips below the horizon, the air turns cool, and the world retreats indoors seeking shelter and artificial heat. But deep inside Jupiter, warmth flows from within. As you float suspended in this dense, weightless space, you feel a subtle, exquisite change in your environment. The cool shadows of the upper cloud decks are now thousands of miles above you. Below you lies the immense, beating heart of a gas giant that has been storing and radiating thermal energy for over 4 billion years. That ancient energy is rising to meet you. It does not feel like a harsh, scorching flame, nor like the dry heat of a desert wind. Instead, it feels like the gentle, radiant heat of a quiet fireplace filling a soft room on a snowy night. It rises evenly through the thick, liquid sky, enveloping you in a constant, soothing temperature designed for total relaxation. Feel that thermal wave gently touch your body. It penetrates through the space around you, soaking directly into your skin. It warms the cold spots you've carried with you from the surface world. It reaches deep into your bones, melting away every residual trace of physical tightness. You are floating in a celestial incubator, a vast, dark hearth at the center of the solar system, where the heat is ancient, stable, and completely safe. Take a slow, deep breath of this warm air. Inhale, feeling the gentle thermal energy expand inside your chest. Exhale, letting that warmth spread out to the very tips of your fingers and toes. There are no drafts here. There are no sudden drops in temperature. The warmth of the giant is constant, eternal, and perfectly balanced. As the thermal energy rises around you, it brings with it a subtle visual transformation. The absolute blackness of the middle depths gives way to a faint, hypnotic ambient luminescence. Compressed under immense pressure, the dense fluid around you begins to softly glow with the planet's internal infrared and thermal spectrum. It is a color that has no name on Earth, a rich blend of deep amber, warm mahogany, and dark melted gold. Look out into this soft, glowing expanse with your mind's eye. There are no sharp light bulbs, no blinding glares, no harsh white lights. The glow emanates from the fluid itself, omnidirectional and diffuse. It is like being inside a lantern made of dark, polished amber. It casts no harsh shadows and gives your eyes nothing demanding to look at. This soft amber light acts as a natural signal to your mind that the long day is over. It mimics the warm, dim light of dusk, the time when living creatures gather in their nests, burrows, and beds to rest. It soothes your optic nerves, allowing your eyelids to feel even heavier than before. You don't need to keep your eyes open. There is nothing to search for in this glowing dark. The amber light is simply there to remind you that you are surrounded by warmth, held by energy, and completely protected from the cold void of deep space. Allow your eyes to settle comfortably behind your closed lids. Let the warm amber hue linger in your imagination like the faint memory of a cozy sunset. You are floating in a world of soft gold and deep rest, far removed from the cold, busy surface of life. When the human body is exposed to deep, consistent warmth, a profound physiological change takes place. The nervous system shifts away from alertness and settles completely into its rest and digest state. As Jupiter's thermal energy cradles you, feel your body respond to this deep physical comfort. Start with your face and head. The warm fluid gently massages your forehead, smoothing out the tiny furrows between your eyebrows. The muscles around your eyes relax completely. Your cheeks soften and your lips unclamp. Your entire face feels heavy, relaxed, and warm. Move your awareness down to your neck and chest. The radiant warmth seeps into the deep muscles of your neck, releasing any lingering stiffness. Your chest rises and falls with a slow, effortless rhythm. Every breath you take feels like drawing warm, soothing silk into your lungs. Feel the warmth move through your arms and hands. Your shoulders melt downward into the supportive fluid. The heat travels down your biceps, through your elbows and into your forearms. Your fingers curl softly, completely relaxed, floating weightlessly in the amber glow. Feel the thermal wave sink into your abdomen and spine. Your stomach relaxes, letting go of all nervousness and tension. Your lower back, warmed from every side, uncoils completely. The deep heat soothes your hips, your thighs, your knees, and flows all the way down to the soles of your feet. Your whole body is now bathed in a uniform, comforting warmth. You feel heavy in the most pleasant way possible, a soft, golden heaviness that invites you to stop moving, stop thinking, and simply sink into sleep. Jupiter's heat is not chaotic. It moves in vast, rhythmic cycles that have remained unchanged for eons. Deep within the planet, warm currents slowly rise toward the surface, while cooler fluids sink down to be rewarmed. These thermal plumes move with grand, majestic slowness, a cosmic pulse that beats once every few centuries. You are resting in the heart of this ancient cycle. Feel the subtle, rocking rhythm of the thermal movement around you. It feels like being held in the arms of a giant, gentle tide. It rises a fraction, holds you in place, and then settles softly back down. It is a motion so slow, so deliberate, that it syncs perfectly with your own calm breathing. Inhale as the warm, golden fluid lifts you gently. Exhale as you sink deeper into the soft, thermal embrace. Allow your pulse to slow down and match this planetary rhythm. Your heart does not need to rush, thump, thump, thump. Each beat is quiet and steady, echoing softly into the vast amber ocean. With every heartbeat, a wave of warmth flows from your core out to your skin, matching the thermal energy flowing from Jupiter's core out into its deep sky. You are completely aligned with the giant planet. Its warmth is your warmth. Its stillness is your stillness. Its slow, ancient time is your time. The fast, hectic pace of earthly life has dissolved entirely, replaced by the eternal, quiet rhythm of a world at rest. You have reached a point of absolute thermal bliss. You are completely warm, completely weightless, and completely safe. Look around one last time at the soft amber space in your mind. The dark indigo of the upper depths has blended with the deep thermal gold below, creating an intimate, cozy sanctuary of light and warmth. The heavy, supportive atmosphere continues to hold you in perfect neutral buoyancy, ensuring that you will never fall, never slip, and never lose your place. Your mind is calm and untroubled. The thoughts that once felt so urgent are now nothing more than distant specks of light, fading into the grand, golden expanse of Jupiter's interior. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to remember them. Let yourself sink completely into the warmth. Inhale, filling yourself with ancient golden peace. Exhale, letting your body go heavy, soft, and completely still. You are ready now to move toward the deepest layers of the journey, where the liquid sky transforms into a silent metallic expanse, carrying you softly into the final, absolute stillness of deep, dreamless sleep. On the surface of Earth, metal is cold, hard, and unyielding. We think of steel, iron, and silver as rigid structures, sharp, heavy, and unforgiving. But deep inside Jupiter, metal is alive, warm, and fluid. As you sink lower into the planetary core, the atmospheric pressure reaches unimaginable heights. The hydrogen atoms around you, squeezed so tightly that their electron shells overlap, transform entirely. The clear, supercritical gas melts into an ocean of liquid metallic hydrogen. It does not feel heavy or abrasive against your skin. Instead, it feels like floating in a sea of liquid mercury warmed to perfect thermal bliss. Visualize this extraordinary world with your mind's eye. The space around you has changed from deep amber to a smooth, glowing silver gray. It is a vast, seamless liquid mirror that stretches endlessly in every direction. The internal heat of Jupiter's core reflects off this metallic fluid, creating a soft, pearlescent sheen that fills your vision with a soothing, moonlight-like radiance. It is a world without friction. In this metallic state, electricity and heat flow with absolute zero resistance. Every movement you make is cushioned instantly by the dense, conductive fluid. The silver sea absorbs your weight completely, locking you into an even deeper state of neutral buoyancy. Take a slow, deep breath in this quiet realm of silver. Inhale, feeling the dense, metallic warmth fill your lungs with quiet strength. Exhale, releasing every remaining trace of physical effort into the supportive fluid. You are resting inside a celestial vault, a sphere of pure liquid silver built by gravity to preserve ultimate peace for eternity. Above you now lie tens of thousands of miles of atmosphere, oceans, and cloud layers. That immense mass is not a weight that crushes. It is an impenetrable fortress that protects you. No cosmic radiation can reach this deep. No magnetic storm from space can penetrate this metallic mantle. No sound, vibration, or disturbance from the outer solar system can ever cross this threshold. You are inside the most shielded room in the entire solar system. Feel the profound sense of safety that comes with this immense insulation. In our everyday lives, we feel vulnerable to so many external forces: the weather, the news, the demands of people around us, the unpredictable noise of the world. We build thin walls and lock doors, but our minds stay subtly alert, aware that the outside world is just on the other side of the glass. But here, wrapped in a blanket of metallic hydrogen thousands of miles thick, the outside world ceases to exist. There is no outside anymore. There is only this quiet, silver space. You are as safe here as a seedling buried deep in warm soil before spring. Nothing can reach you. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can disturb your rest. Allow your mind to fully absorb this shield of infinite mass. Let your nervous system register that it is completely impossible for any danger, stress, or urgency to find you here. The doors to the universe are closed, locked, and sealed with miles of liquid silver. You are free to let go completely. Because liquid metallic hydrogen is a superb conductor, the deep mantle of Jupiter creates the planet's immense magnetic field. Yet down here inside the fluid itself, that magnetic energy does not feel like a sharp shock or a chaotic force. It feels like a subtle, rhythmic electric hum, a soothing, biological pulse that resonates with the natural frequency of your own resting nervous system. It acts like a cosmic lullaby, vibrating gently through every cell of your body. Feel that subtle, silver resonance moving through you. It touches your brain waves, gently coaxing them down from fast beta thoughts into slow, rhythmic alpha waves. then deeper into steady, peaceful theta waves. It touches your muscles, sending a warm, tingling wave of comfort through your arms, your torso, and your legs. It touches your heart, aligning its rhythm with the slow, deep magnetic pulse of the giant planet. Thump, thumpy, thumpy. Your heartbeat slows down even further. It is a quiet, deliberate rhythm that requires no effort. Each beat sends a wave of warm silver light through your circulatory system, washing away the last lingering fatigue in your body. Allow yourself to hum along with the planet. You don't need to speak, move, or think. You only need to exist in harmony with this silent, electric cradle, floating weightlessly in a sea of liquid silver. As you sink deeper into the metallic mantle, the fluid density increases until it matches the density of deep, dreamless sleep. Everything here is heavy in the most comforting, restorative way possible. Your eyelids feel like lead, so pleasantly heavy that opening them would require an impossible effort that you have no desire to make. Your head feels weightless on the outside, yet deeply anchored from within. Your arms and legs feel thick, soft, and immovable, resting in the dense silver sea like heavy silk ropes. This is the state of ultimate physical stillness. Think about how rarely we experience absolute stillness on Earth. Even when we sleep, we toss and turn, our muscles adjust to the mattress, our ears catch small house noises, and our minds wander through restless dreams. But here in the metallic depths, there is zero movement. The fluid holds you so precisely that your body doesn't need to shift a single millimeter. You are locked in a perfect, eternal embrace. The density of the silver ocean takes away the very urge to move. Let go of the impulse to move. If a toe wants to twitch, let the silver fluid absorb that impulse. If a thought wants to start, let the electric hum dissolve its structure. If a breath wants to catch, let the dense warmth smooth it into a long, quiet sigh. Inhale, drawing in the heavy silver stillness. Exhale, melting completely into the liquid metallic sea. You are no longer an active participant in the physical world. You are a quiet, resting soul wrapped in the metallic heart of a giant planet. You have passed through the thickest, densest, and quietest layer of Jupiter's mantle. Ahead of you lies only the final destination, Chapter 10, and the core of ultimate stillness. Look inward into your mind one last time. The amber glow of the upper ocean has settled into a soft, metallic sheen that fades into a quiet, peaceful dark. Your thoughts have become so slow, so spaced apart, that they are like single leaves drifting down through still water, taking minutes to fall between one thought and the next. There are no more words needed. There are no more concepts to explore. Your body is completely weightless. Your mind is wrapped in a silver shield of safety. Your breath is a quiet whisper in the dark. You are floating on the threshold of absolute stillness. Every journey across the cosmos must eventually find its home. For thousands of miles, you have been falling, floating, and drifting through the vast layers of the solar system's largest world. You have watched the sharp daylight of Earth melt into amber twilight, felt the atmosphere turn into a warm blanket of pressure, and rested inside oceans of supercritical gas and liquid silver. Now, the feeling of movement gently comes to a complete end. As you reach the dense, solid heart of Jupiter, the forces of the planet achieve absolute, total balance. Down here at the geometric center, gravity pulls equally from every direction, above, below, left, right, forward, and behind. Because the pull is equal from every angle, you no longer feel pulled at all. You do not sink another inch. You do not drift another mile. The long, endless descent is over. You have reached the physical center of the world where motion dissolves into pure, perfect stillness. Feel the profound relief of having nowhere else to go. In our daily lives on Earth, we are always moving towards something. We are constantly traveling to work, running errands, chasing goals, or planning the next hour, day, or year. Our minds are built to stay in motion, always looking down the road to see what lies ahead. But here at the core of Jupiter there is no ahead. There is no next. You have arrived. You are at the end of the line, the deepest point of safety in the universe. There are no more chapters to read, no more depths to explore, and no more miles to travel. You can finally stop. The core of Jupiter is an ancient anchor of stability, a dense sphere of heavy elements forged during the early days of the solar system, 4.5 billion years ago. It has remained down here in the dark, untouched and undisturbed, while civilizations rose and fell on Earth, while mountains grew and eroded, and while billions of suns burned across the galaxy. It is a monument to eternal quiet. As you rest upon this ancient planetary foundation, feel the absolute silence of the core wrapping around your consciousness. This is not just the absence of sound. It is a physical quality of deep, inviolable stillness. The miles of metal, liquid, and gas resting above you act as an eternal sanctuary wall. No storm, no sound, no light, and no worry can ever breach this space. Allow your mind to fully accept this level of quiet. Imagine all the noise of your life, the voices, the screens, the crowded streets, the internal worries, as small, light dust particles that have been floating in the air. Here at the core, those dust particles settle smoothly onto the dark floor. They stop spinning. They stop floating. They lay flat, still, and silent. Your mind becomes like a mirror of black glass, smooth, cool, and completely unruffled by any wind. There are no thoughts left to think. There are no problems left to solve. The core accepts you exactly as you are, offering you a timeless space to lay down the burden of being awake. In this place of absolute center, your body functions at the lowest, most peaceful baseline of life. Scan your physical body one last time, enjoying the total absence of physical effort. Your body is suspended in perfect, soft warmth. Your head rests comfortably in the dark, supported by the cosmic weight of the planet. Your arms lay completely limp at your sides, fingers loose and uncurled. Your legs are light, still, and completely relaxed. Your breathing has slowed down to a soft, barely perceptible rise and fall. Inhale, drawing in the deep, ancient quiet of the core. Exhale, letting your breath slide away like a whisper into the vast, dark space. Each inhale brings a profound sense of completeness. You need nothing from the world outside. Each exhale releases you further into the soft, welcoming darkness of dreamless sleep. Feel your heart beating in slow, spacious intervals. Thump. Pause. Thump. Pause. The pauses between your heartbeats feel long, peaceful, and warm. In those quiet pauses, your mind drifts deeper into the stillness. You are aligned with the timeless pulse of a planet at rest. At the core of Jupiter, the boundary between your personal self and the vast universe around you completely softens. You are no longer a visitor standing inside a giant planet. You are simply a peaceful part of this cosmic landscape, a quiet point of consciousness resting at the center of a warm, safe world. Let go of your name. Let go of your day. Let go of your body. Allow your awareness to expand out into the dark amber and silver space of the planetary core. You are as wide as the atmosphere. You are as stable as the metallic mantle. You are as calm as the central core. There is no fear in this expansion, only ultimate relief. It is the feeling of a heavy drop of water falling into a calm, warm ocean, instantly becoming one with the deep sea. You don't have to hold yourself together anymore. The planet is holding you. The universe is watching over you. The darkness around you is soft, intimate, and friendly. It is the darkness of rest, the darkness of restoration, the darkness that nurtures all life before it wakes. Sink deeper into that darkness. It folds over you like a velvet blanket, layer by layer, soft and warm, shutting out every remaining flicker of awareness until only peace remains. The journey is complete. You have fallen all the way through Jupiter, from the cold edge of space, through the swirling clouds of ammonia, past the fatting sunlight, through the heavy pressure blanket below the storm's whisper, into the liquid sky, through weightlessness and ancient warmth, past the liquid silver depths, and down into the ultimate core of stillness. You are home, you are safe, you are completely at peace. There is nothing left to do now except sleep. Let the warm, heavy darkness hold you all through the night. Allow yourself to drift across the final edge of waking thought, into the deep, uninterrupted, dreamless rest you deserve. Inhale peace. Exhale effort. Inhale silence. Exhale all thoughts. Sleep now, safe in the heart of the giant. Sleep. Deep, peaceful, eternal sleep.